Oh, it's a Monday, and I am feeling good and feeling fresh from the weekend, even though, listen, my weekend was just top to bottom filled. But we're here on a Monday, and it's a Monday afternoon with my boy, Marky Model. We'll get into all of what's going on today, as well as our two picks off the top, as we always do on Monday. And then we'll get into some of the games that are happening. There's a game happening right now. It started at 10:10 Central Time, God's time this morning, and I was shocked at what was going on. So we'll give an update and what's going on with that, as well as we'll get into the NHL playoffs. We'll get into the NBA playoffs, as well as what else is happening in the major leagues. And so we'll have all of that, plus a kicker sign for the most money in the entire world ever to a kicker. So we'll discuss that as well with Mark, as always. And then we'll end the day with a daily dinger. But if you want more of a daily dinger video, Monday through Friday, we get you the dinger video, I would say no later than noon Eastern. I'm trying to make sure that's out to you all, plus the video plays that are coming out or already out. Make sure you tune in. I have a walks parlay plus 231 that I might be giving out as well on the show today. But I put that up as a video, so I'll be able to explain it much more detail on the video than I do here today. So if you want a more, I guess a deeper explanation, go check it out. But as my girl, Miss Kimmy Kim said, let's do this. Let's go ahead and bring in Marky Motto. What up, Mark?
Oh, DG, look, what a great weekend. It was just jam-packed. This is an incredible time of year because baseball is just starting to warm up and starting to get into that groove. But we got NBA playoffs, we got NHL playoffs, and they did not disappoint. And I know your Ducks are playing tonight for the game one of their series. So looking forward to that.
Yeah, it should be a good time. The Ducks should dominate as normal. Probably win by 10 or 12 goals. Cutter Gold Chain is on the thumbnail today, looking just so fly. Yep. So I'm actually excited about that. This will be my first real team that I have in the playoffs. And honestly, they haven't been there since 2018. I believe that's what I heard. Last time, I think Kofi Kingston had a championship as well. And so, you know what? They go hand in hand together. A lot of Kofi love, Kofi mania, a lot of Ducks mania. And somehow I was a fan of both. So yeah, the Ducks are back. The Quack Attack is back. So hopefully everybody enjoys that, especially the long tenured Ducks fans, not people like me. I'm only here for the good time, obviously. But Joe says we're having some roasted duck tonight. So no. But this weekend, did you watch any WrestleMania? Because I know you did, right?
I did not. Yeah, I did not. I saw. So, complete honesty, I actually was going to watch yesterday. Catch the second. I swear to you. Do you know why? The only thing that stopped me, because I was like, I know he's going to want to talk about. I know. I get all disgusted. He's going to want to talk about WrestleMania. I heard that Saturday was so disappointing that I'm like, nope, not doing that. I'll find something else to do.
Yeah, you and Joe, hand in hand, get WrestleMania out of my life forever. But it looks like John Cena was at Fountain Blue on Friday. So I'm not sure if you saw him in person, in the flesh, Joe. But either way, I enjoy John Cena. I think he's a good dude. I think he does a good job. A little quirky, a little different. But all in all, he is what he is.
I don't ever want to see John Cena in person.
Well, you probably won't
see
him.
Because that usually means that I'm part of the Make-A-Wish crowd. And it's not a good sign, man. I don't want to know that I'm.
All right, well, let's go past that. My God, you just completely left turn. But in the end of the day, I enjoyed some of Mania. I didn't get to watch that much of it. I watched the highlights and I
Okay.
saw a lot of the matches, but it was all right.
So were you a little disappointed with what you
Yes.
did see?
Saturday sucked, and honestly, me and my wife belated anniversary dinner because the week prior, our adopted grandma, she's not really adopted, but whenever my wife's mom passed away, our first year of marriage, this lady stepped up, who we were friends with, her daughter, and end up becoming honestly a grandma. So she has no blood ties to my two children, but she is absolutely Share Bear. So shout out Share Bear. But her birthday is on our actual anniversary. And so we had a surprise party for her that we did with the kids the weekend prior. And so we didn't want to do anything anniversary. So this Saturday night, we had an anniversary dinner. It was nice. I didn't catch anything until she fell asleep, to which it was like literally like one of the last matches. And I watched some of it back and it was fine. Not that great, but I heard it was atrocious. And what I've watched was atrocious. It was, I literally can fast forward it. So I can speak on it and say, yes, it wasn't great, all of WrestleMania, but I didn't watch any of it really truly live. I literally was fast forwarding through the commercial. So I didn't get affected as much, but it did not feel like WrestleMania. It was, in all honesty, it was one of the worst, in my opinion, because there was no buildup. There was no star-studded matches. There's nothing. The storylines I like as a kid that I still do like as an old man. Like I was missing that. So in the end of the day, WrestleMania, it's come, it's gone. I know people are tired of it, but I do believe that there should be some changes that are going to be made. So if you enjoy wrestling, honestly, it should be changing for the better, hopefully soon, but we'll see. As long as TKO is in charge, it's not going to be good. But let's pivot. Let's go ahead and go to our picks because that's what everybody's already here for. That's what they're lined up. They're ready to see what we got. And you know what? It's the walks parlay time. So let's get to Seabass and let's get to some walks.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors: original, hot, and no salt. That's going to turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
I told you it's the walks parlay, so we got to give it to you now. That's going to be at plus 231. I told you I did a video play on that, but not everybody that watches the live show checks that out. So I did it for both. But let me just explain why. It's plus 231 for a reason. And the reason is it's the Jose Quintana 3+. But talking about Seth Lugo, I think he's a guy who honestly can give up this many. The reason is because he goes deep into games. Roughly 18.3 outs per game is what he's averaging. So that's going to play into roughly 6 innings per game. And honestly, out of those 2 of the 4 starts, he's done the 2+ walks. But Baltimore, they're one of the best team at drawing walks against the starting pitcher. Once you get to the bullpen, dude, they are free swingers. So you won't see the metrics play out a certain way. But against starting pitching, they average 2.4 walks per game. Yes, that's all of 2026, 2.4 walks per game. So I expect Seth Lugo again to give up 2 more. But Jose Quintana, bro, he is not excited about the thin air in Colorado. He's had 8 walks on the season. How many innings? Yeah, 8. So it's not been good for him to start off the year. He's obviously had control issues over his career. He's given up 2+ walks in 4 of the last 5 games when he's pitched in Colorado, dating back all the way to 2022. But we need him to give up 3. And if you think he's going against the Dodgers and he's gone against some rat teams already to start the season, he's going to give up at least 3 today. And so I like Jose Quintana to give up 3, Seth Lugo to give up 2, and that gets us to plus 231. All right, Marks on the ice.
Let's go to the Edmonton Oilers and your Anaheim Ducks, DG. And I'm going to take the Edmonton Oilers team total over 3.5 and get that at minus 110. And this is just one of those spots where you don't have to overthink this one at all. You just got to trust the matchup and the firepower that is the Edmonton Oilers. Edmonton has absolutely owned Anaheim this season. They've cleared this number in all 3 meetings. They're averaging over 5 goals per game in the process. That's not just good offense. That is a complete matchup problem. The Ducks just don't have the defensive structure to slow the Oilers down, and it showed late in the season when they were giving up 4 more goals in 8 of their last 10. That's a trend that just doesn't magically fix itself heading into a game against one of the most explosive offenses in all of hockey. And when you look at Edmonton, it starts at the top. You got Connor McDavid driving everything. When he's rolling, that entire offense opens up, and Evan Bouchard comes into play as well. He's gone over his assist number in 17 of his last 23 and has an assist in 11 straight against Anaheim. Robbie Hockey would be proud of me for dropping that little nugget in there. I love this spot for Edmonton to get out and own game 1.
Fake news. This is all fake news. Mark, the quack attack is here. And just like Robbie said, what the duck did you just say? The Oilers are not going to demolish Anaheim. 3.5 goals. Oh, this is stupid. This is the worst bet you've ever had.
This?
It is. I guarantee it won't hit.
Oh.
Guarantee. Just
interesting. Interesting. Okay. So then after it hits, I think you have to get that duck mask as a tattoo.
I will eat this mask if your play hits.
Joe says second period cash for me. I agree.
Joe is an idiot anyway. We don't listen to Joe. That's understood on the show. Don't listen to Joe and it rhymes.
The mask to drop in.
You're welcome.
That was good.
Well, I don't like her play, and I think Anaheim steals one and steals game 1, and I think they win this series.
They can, but the whole point is that Edmonton's still going to score 4 more goals.
Have you seen their goalie?
Who?
The Ducks goalie. He's going to stand on his head tonight, as he always does in big games.
Who's the goalie?
Dostal, whatever, how you say his last name is. Dostal or Dostal. Well, it's one of them.
Lucas Dostal?
You know he's not American. I know that. Actually, I think I don't. I don't actually know that. I assume he's not.
Wait a minute. I take that back.
All right. Well, that
God.
Let me see. Who is he? Dostal. Let me see. Lucas. Yeah, there's too many Quiglies or whatever they're called above his letters. He's Czechoslovakia.
Say that again. There's too many what?
I don't know. Are they called Squiglies or something? What are they called, Mark? You're laughing at me.
No, you're absolutely right. 100% Squiglies.
That's not true. There's no way. All right. Enough of that. I've embarrassed myself already on the show. All right. Well, let's get to what we have that we're going to get into. And that is, before we get to the dingers, what in the world is going on? I talked about a kicker cashing, Brandon Aubrey. Is this just because he just signed a 4-year, $7 million per year, $20 million guarantee? Is he worth it? Is a kicker ever worth this amount of money?
Look, all Dallas smack aside, this is not taking a shot at the Cowboys. How do you not sign that guy? That right. Literally, he gave an element to your offense that you were always able. You should have been putting up points on every single drive, because if you got to the 50-yard line, his leg was in play.
Yeah.
So I think, how do you not reward that guy? Who really, he does change the way a defense has to approach it, because instead of a defense playing soft and giving you room. If it's a close game, you're down by 1 or 2 points. Brandon Aubrey ready to go from 65. That's like automatic at this point.
All right, and I'm not gonna take this. He's the only good player on the Cowboys. All right, I like Brandon Aubrey. He's not the only good one. I do believe he'll make more than a lot of the receivers, which is funny. But he's scoring more points than most of our nameless receivers on our team. But George Pickens is going to come back, and so I think that helps them out. Offensively, I think they're solid, depending on what they do in the running back area. That's the only issue moving forward on what they do. But besides that, your offense is set. Can your defense get better? The draft is coming up. I'm hoping they honestly load up. It can't be much worse than they were last year. They were one of the worst defensive teams, and they got better after that Micah Parsons trade. They actually looked like they were decent for a few games. In the end of the day, they sucked. But let's go to the NHL. The first few games obviously are gone. Not everybody's played a round one game yet because today a lot of the teams are playing a round one game. Anything surprise you out of just the round one games that have happened so far?
Look, I think that if anything, the competitiveness, the way that these teams have entered into these series, Ottawa played Carolina Hurricanes super, super tight. Came out and within the first 30 seconds of the game, they're dropping the gloves and throwing it, getting into a fight. I just think that the way Utah played last night against the Golden Knights, it was absolutely incredible. Shocking, obviously, Minnesota 6-1 over Dallas. Was a little surprised that Dallas didn't fare better in their opening game. But all in all, it's been tremendous hockey. It is what playoff hockey, the definition of playoff hockey is supposed to be, and it hasn't disappointed.
Yeah, and I look at that Dallas team. We have Nate G in here who loves the Stars. Do you think that they are in for a potential upset in round one?
It's funny because when Robbie and I were breaking this series down, this is the series that is the most competitive series in the opening round. And unfortunately, these two teams have to play each other in round one, where this probably should be a round two type of feel as the cream tends to rise to the top. I think this one could go either way. I expect a low-scoring game actually tonight for the Stars and the Wild. I think that with Jake Ottinger, game one was an anomaly. Okay. He's not going to have two bad games. I think he settles back in and keeps this thing nice and tight under 6.
Can you believe this? In the last 10 playoff series, Stars have only won one game won. Wow. There's no way they've had the same coach the last 10 playoff series, right?
No.
Okay. So that's crazy that literally continues in that. And so, yes, it might be honestly just one of those things where they just don't get off to a good start just overall, but it could just be honestly just something that's happened that really doesn't affect them. They could end up winning games 2 and then you win game 3 or 4 on the road, then you're back to an even series with two of the last 3 games at home. And so in the end of the day, as long as you can get this game tonight, this is a must win for Dallas because you don't want to go back to Minnesota for games 3 and 4.
And in all fairness, Minnesota Wild, their goalie, Jesper Wallstedt, he played out of his mind in game 1. I mean, he had a phenomenal game, stopped 27 to 28 shots. And defensively, the Wild were able to contain the Stars.
Yeah.
I just think that, one, the Stars team is too damn good to be contained like that again in the game 2. I do think this is going to turn into a slugfest, and this series probably goes 7 games.
Nice. I like that. Game 7 in NHL is phenomenal. I will definitely tune into any game 7s, especially within NBA or the NHL. So excited about that. But you did a bunch of videos with Robbie already within the playoff hockey. I haven't watched all of them myself, but did you end up giving a an underdog, who is your dog for this round one? Who would that be?
Oh yeah, the Utah Mammoth.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I thought the Utah was going to win last night, and they're not afraid of Vegas, which is a problem for Vegas. They don't feel like Vegas is a team that should dominate them, and quite frankly, they have owned Vegas throughout the regular season so far this year. Vegas is a different team right now than what the Utah Mammoth played. They've got that new head coach, and Torts knows how to coach in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Utah is young, and they just don't they don't care about experience and what's supposed to be and what's not supposed to be. They're going to come out and play. And last night that was such a great game to watch. It was on a little late, but it was such a great game to watch.
Yeah, and then that's the good thing about all of this is the hockey has been great. Already getting, I believe you had the first goal from Utah. I believe that was one of your plays, and so that was cool to see. All in all, let's go Mammoths. That was my runner-up team. Not a big fan of the Utah area. It might be pretty, but they're kind of weird. So I couldn't go and be a Mammoth, but I'll cheer for them.
The other game that I'm telling you was an absolute, and this is not just me being from Central New York, but that Buffalo Sabre game where they scored 4 unanswered goals in the third period to win that. Nice. And it was all with just under 7 minutes left in the third. This team found a different gear, and my brother-in-law was at the game. He said the place was absolutely electric and deafening. He goes, you could feel the energy just palpitating throughout the crowd.
That's cool. All right. Well, excited about that. Hopefully the Ducks win a game tonight, game 1. Go ahead and steal that series and only give up 3 or less goals. Would make me happy, in all honesty. All right, well, let's get to the NBA playoffs. And we did not do videos for the NBA playoffs simply because this first round is just a bunch of fluff. And so I think that there's not going to be any upsets, in my opinion. And at that point, it's hard to do videos and just put our time and effort into series that it's hard to talk about because the way these are all playing out. And I think every home team but one, and that would be the Pistons, won. And so because of that, the Pistons being upset by the Magic, I did maybe call it. I thought it would be the Hornets, but I did call that the Pistons were on upset alert. Yeah. I had a friend or so tell me I was crazy. I've never watched basketball before. And then the round 1, first game, the Pistons dropped. And so I might be a ball knower after all. Who knows? D477239772. But that
beginner's luck. Beginner's luck.
Right. But yes, it was Robbie's Orlando Magic that came out on the blocks and honestly played really well. And Orlando has sucked this season in a roller coaster, up and down, up and down. They finally looked okay.
So let me ask you this, because you look at these round 1 matchups, and right there isn't a higher ranked team that should falter in this at all. Other than, Detroit losing was in and of itself shocking.
Right.
But OKC or San Antonio, who do you think wins the West? Or Denver?
It's not Denver. I just think that San Antonio and the Thunder have enough size to put up against Jokic and to give him problems. Plus, I think that you can play off of Jokic with Wemby if you need to, which would give them fits for everybody else and kind of let, if Joker wants to go off for 40, let him go for 40. That means nobody else is doing anything.
Right.
So I think that's a way to beat them. In the end of the day, I think it's the Spurs. And I don't know why. I just think they have the magic this year. And I think Wemby's a cheat code. He's a freaking alien, legit. And I hate the Thunder. So I will never give them love. And so I'm very biased. But realistically, in my basketball opinion, I think that they're the better team. I think the Thunder, I wouldn't say they've figured it out. I think they are who they are. And you just have to play well to beat them. If they can play well, they'll beat them.
Gotcha.
So overall, I do think it's the Spurs to come out, but everything's top heavy. And I know that's what we were kind of getting to. But if you look at the top 4 seeds, let's say top 3 seeds on each side, that's really the better teams. And if you go down on the other side, it's really Boston in a sense, because they're the only good team. Who is the 3rd team out in the East? Let me look real quick. I can't even remember off the top of my head. What am I doing right now? All right. So New York. No, I'm sorry. Cleveland. Yes. So Cleveland, the Cavs are beating up already on the Raptors. New York should take down Atlanta. I think that's going to be the best series in the East. But realistically, Detroit could be on upset alert. I think they somehow find their way out of this series because Orlando. They've had their issues. But man, I'm excited the most about that New York Knicks Atlanta Hawks series, because that Atlanta Hawks team is very feisty. They got rid of Trae Young, so now they don't have somebody that's a complete black hole, which is exciting.
Right, and they have found a way to make their efficiency and pacing work for them in their style of play. I love, actually, I'm on the first half over in that game for tonight, because I think that the line is sitting at a 111.5. It's just way too low.
Yeah. And we're not doing any Lakers love on this thing, even though they did win their game 1. Sorry, Scotty. We're not doing that here. Not on this show.
So can I just tell you, here's the challenge I have with the NBA versus why I get excited for hockey playoffs now. What is going on with KD? He bumps his knee with the player during warmups, decides he's going to sit out game 1.
Well, I think you got to be careful with these knees, man, because I know like my knees aren't in phenomenal shape because they click everywhere I walk, and especially early mornings, but any kind of banging on them just causes that inflammation and everything gets irritated and they start locking up in a sense. And I think that's what's happened there is more of the bone bruise, which is they're honestly, you might have little pieces that have chipped off in there, and it's causing that irritation because your joints, if they're not able to move with all that fluid inside of them, then that really is an issue. And I think that what they're hoping is that they can miss a game and still split, because if you can split on the road, I think you're okay. And so I think that's what we see is he should return. I don't think they play tonight. I think they have off till Tuesday. So what that did is it gave him till tomorrow. They played Saturday, right? Saturday.
Yeah,
so he has whenever they played last, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and that Tuesday. That's almost 4 days off at least. That's what we're probably seeing. It's the long haul. It's the long game. And so I think KD is the only reason that team's any good. That's why they lost game 1. Game 2, KD should return, and they'll run them out for sure.
That's what I was asking, because you look at that team play without him in the lineup, and they are lost. And basically, it looked like a scrimmage match is what it turned out to be. There was just no clear like strategy or them trying to assert themselves defensively or by running a certain offensive scheme. They were playing basketball instead of playing a game.
All right, don't confuse anybody. They are playing basketball.
They are. They are, but me playing in a rec league is me playing basketball too. I'm not playing the game of basketball, right. And that's my point.
Yeah, and honestly, the playoffs I enjoy, and it's for this reason, and Kevin KC is bringing it up, why I don't bet on the NBA. You never know who's going to play or how long they will, too much variance, and even in the playoffs. I disagree with the playoffs. I think you're seeing everybody 35-ish minutes in the playoffs, especially for these teams that want to win and have to win and don't feel like they could give up a game and get to the next round. So I think that we're going to see the Atlanta-New York series be locked and loaded. You'll see this Rockets and the Lakers series be locked and loaded. So we'll see all of that play out as it should. But
just as a point of here's a point of observation. I agree. If you have those top heavy teams that are doing what they do and blowing out this first round matches, target the first half props. If you're going to go player props, target first half props. The top heavy team is going to let everybody run in the first half, get out to a huge lead, and then they'll start to pull back the minutes in the second. Target the first half stuff.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm looking at now how these are playing out. Like Luke Kennard played well for the Lakers. Luke Kennard is not a good, honestly, basketball player. He's a good shooter, not a good hooper. But if you look at how this played out, it was 29-33 for the Rockets and Lakers, 29-33. Lakers had 33, 19-17 in the second quarter.
Right.
And then you had 18-25 in the third with 32 by each in the fourth. What we're seeing is adjustments, but they're trying to get people rest in that second. That's why you're going to see those second quarter numbers down. So be careful of that early in a series because they're going to force their guys to get rest early in that second. And so be careful of that. And Luke is not returning. KD should return. If I was the Rockets, I would have sat KD too, because without Luka, this team, and even Austin Reeves, I don't think Austin Reeves played either. If I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to remind myself. Yeah, Austin Reeves didn't play either. So I don't know if either one will return next game. I think the Rockets thought they could win game one without KD against this team and maybe bring him back healthy game two. But worst case, I think they know that they can steal one. So, but that's the NBA for you. You never know what's going to happen. It's a long series. I don't get too crazy about it yet. But before we get our dingers, I need to bring this up to you. Worst mark bet ever. Haven't seen many mark bets. Keg in KC. This is Kyle. He's calling you out. He's saying you got a lot of bad bets.
He hasn't seen many mark bets?
That's what he's saying. He's saying, have you not seen your bets? They're all bad.
I don't think that's what he's saying at all.
I think that's what he's saying.
I think he's trying to find a way, excuse me, to where he can gain access to where I'm posting more of my plays. Because if anybody watches this show or the videos that I put out for Weekday Wagers, they already know that usually what comes out of my mouth is pure gold. And so if you're looking for more content, head on over to justastatsports.com. Use promo code WAGERS50. Get your first month off 50%.
I like it. And then he's taking a shot at me. Cowboys can't get worse. No, they can't. It was so bad, Kyle. So bad. The defense was so bad. It can't get much worse than that. Our offense is the only reason we were somewhat a decent team. So, yes, this is the truest statement. How many years am I going to say? No. I call it for what it is. I am not that biased. I don't love Dak Prescott that much. I just think he's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, who absolutely sucks. And we're going to see that again next year when he loses A.J. Brown, because that team is atrocious. They'll fire their coach by week 8, and that season will go to S real quick. So, yes, it could get worse. It hadn't been that bad. So
Joe does bring up a great point. I did bet darts. But in my defense, that bet hit. So
it did. So stupid. I was one walk away from my walks parlay cashing for the saloon shot. I was so pissed. The guy who had the lowest odds is the guy that didn't hit. Not the guy who had a plus 138 that I said and called it, bet on its own. Yes, that one, whatever. So pissed. Anyway, let's get to our dinger.
Sound like Robbie with the shark.
Yeah. Let's get to the ding ding. All right. What we got here? We got is that Max Muncy?
That's right. That's right.
The LA Dodger Max Muncy.
LA Dodger Max Muncy. You got Shohei Ohtani at plus 195, Alonso, the polar bear, at plus 300. The Max Muncy, and that's the one from the Dodgers, at plus 310. Yordan Alvarez at plus 350, and Jack Attack at plus 600.
No, it's Cags, not the Jack Attack, you ding dong.
Jack Attack sounds a lot better than Cags.
Well, Mama gave him a nickname, Cags. I don't actually know that. Where are you going here on this board? Or are you going off?
I'm going to go with Max Muncy. Why? Because one, they're playing in Colorado. 2, he is already on a tear. He's hit 3 homers in his last 2 games. I love this spot. If they can pitch around Ohtani, fantastic. Muncy's going to make him pay.
That's what scares me about Shohei Ohtani. I gave that out in the Daily Dinger, spoiler alert. But I'm afraid they might pitch around him because in the thin air, and I already think that Jose Quintana sucks at locating his pitches right now. So we could honestly see a lot of walks from Jose Quintana, but I do like Shohei. But I'm going to stay away from the guys I gave on the Daily Dinger because I want them to potentially live and I want them to hit. I don't want to know the outcome just yet. So I have to go away from that.
All right.
Taj shared early in the show, Yordan Alvarez did a home run. So my thought was, Mark, we're here. Why not ask Mr. Predicto? Whoa, easy, buddy.
that's somebody who thought he was making a video.
Chill, bro. I'm trying to get you going, but you ain't like premature. God bless. Easy, boy. All right, Mr. Predicto. How do you feel about Mr. Yordan Alvarez hitting a home run today? Man, he is spicy.
The outcome cannot be predicted.
Bro, if I would have known that, I'd let you say your first one. That was stupid. All right. So where are the Mets playing today? I'm sorry, Baltimore. Baltimore's playing in Kansas City, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The Polar Bear, former Gator, now playing in KC. KC is the second best place, I think, to hit the home run today, judging by the weather at Ballpark Pal. So let's ask about Pete Alonso, because you've already taken Max Muncy and Shohei's on the list, and so is Cags. So another spoiler alert. It was at plus 725 this morning when I gave it out, just sort of on the same page of Cags. All right. Will Pete Alonso, the Polar Bear, hit a home run today?
There is no doubt.
Oh, I thought we were having to do more. I was like, all right. All right. So Pete Alonso drops a nuclear missile today at plus 300.
Although Kyle says Pete Alonso dinger should come with the Surgeon General's warning. Not quite as bad as Rooker, but stay away, kids.
That is true. Made me nervous, but Gunner is on that list for me, and he has not done much. And I've had Yordan on twice before. I had him on the third time, and I said if he didn't hit it this time, he was done. But he went Yordong for me, and so big fan of Yordan Alvarez now. But we didn't get an answer, so we had to pivot.
Little pivot.
All right.
So it looks like a polar bear.
Yeah. So Polar Bear goes for me. Max Muncy goes for you. Playing in the thin air, Colorado. Does that worry you? He's a lefty too, right? Max Muncy is.
Yeah.
Lefty versus lefty of Jose Quintana.
Dude, first of all, it's Denver. There is no such thing as lefty on lefty crime in Denver. It is all missiles away.
There's probably a song we could make up of that. All right. Well, that's all we have today. Thank you all for hanging out with us and honestly entertaining us as much as we are entertaining you. We always have a good time. But Robbie,
Bringing up that bad
do
mojo.
not
Don't
do that. We're not starting any beef with Mr. Predicto just yet. But
Why does his picture look like he just got caught drinking something he shouldn't be?
yeah, or he's got a really long Virginia Slim. It's one or the other. I can't tell what that is. We don't know about Robbie hockey on a Monday. All right. Well, that's all we got. Thank you all for hanging out with us. It has been an absolutely fantastic Monday already. Go ahead and check out the Daily Dinger video as well as the other play I have over there if you're interested. Plus, we'll have more up, whether it's today or further out through the week. We'll make sure that we're putting up different plays. But it has been phenomenal, the love that's been shown to us with these new videos. So we're going to continue to do it. If there's anything you would like for us to do or see or anything out there, please feel free to share. We would love to be able to go ahead and keep things going, as well as we're going to keep doing a rank that. I'm not going to put it out on a certain day. I don't think that matters as much anymore. But as things come to me, as I want to figure it out, I'll put those out. As well as Fridays, we'll kind of do some more fun games, whatever we can figure out what's going on. I'm thinking of, can you guess that person's logo? Would that interest you at all?
Can you guess the person's logo?
Like, players have logos, right? Like I have a logo, DG. So if I put that on there, you'd be like, that's got to be Daniel Greer if I was a famous person, which I'm not. I think it'd be interesting.
Okay.
And it would only be a certain sport. So MLB, NHL, if they have them, I don't know if they do. NFL, MLB, NBA, people like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
It'd be interesting. All right.
Yep.
We'll see what we can do.
All right.
All right. Well, that's all we got. We appreciate all of y'all for hanging out with us.
Oh, I'll have
on
a
Monday.
NRFI video tomorrow.
Ooh, little nerf. That the last one that you've hit how many in a row?
5.
He doesn't get the negative comments like I do. And you go 5 in a row.
You got to hit 5 in a row, and it's like people will be like, "Oh, okay, so he missed one."
All right. I won't be mean to this guy. He's hit 5 in a row, and he has proof. Not me. I'm going for 3 in a row, not hitting. I'm going for 4 today. Gonna hit. If not, I'm going the opposite of Mark. Anyway, we'll see you all tomorrow. Peace out.